this sad report from the Littoral region, where 7 persons have died and several others wounded in a tragic road accident on the National Road number 5, that's the Douala-Bafoussam axis, at the Bomono neighborhood or locality on the outskirts of the west entrance into the town of Douala, Littoral region of Cameroon, on the night of Wednesday, 6 May 2020. According to reports, a Noblesse 30-seater bus and a truck collided. The minibus, coming from the west region in an attempt to overtake, came face-to-face with the lorry coming from Douala. The 7 dead and injured were rushed to a hospital in Douala, while investigations have been opened by forces of law and order. Onto something else, city mayors of Douala and Yaoundé have held a strategic communication meeting with Cameroon's Communications Minister René Emmanuel Sadi. The meeting aims at seeking possible and effective communication strategies to be used during COVID-19 sensitization campaigns in Yaoundé and Douala that has recorded the highest number of infections and deaths from COVID-19. This comes at a time when Cameroon counts over 2,265 confirmed cases and 108 deaths throughout the 10 regions of the country. Let's move over to the southwest region of the country, where the governor of the southwest region, Bernard Okalabilai, has handed over a consignment of sanitary and medical anti-COVID kits to the population of Idunau in the southwest region of the country. While handing over the gift, Governor Okalabilai congratulated the efforts of the medical personnel in combating COVID-19 in the southwest regions. The governor ended his visit to Idunau with a walking session. The Sultan of Bamoun, Ibrahim Bombo Joya, has announced the production of 30,000 face protective masks for traders and motorcycle riders of Noun, west region of Cameroon. This measure by the Sultan of Bamoun is in a bid to curb the spread of COVID-19 in that part of the country. This comes at a time when the Noun division has been witnessing a steady rise in the number of COVID-19 cases, with over 35 new cases reported, a situation that the governor, Awa Fonka Augustine, says it is as a result of the population's failure to comply with barrier measures put in place by the government of Cameroon. To this effect, the Sultan set several restrictive measures, such as the closure of places of worship, including mosques, and the suspension of Sadaka funeral ceremonies and Dua memorial prayers, amongst others. He therefore called on his subjects to regularly wash hands with clean water and soap, avoid public gatherings, and maintain social distancing. Let's take you out of the country to Kenya, where floods and landslides caused by heavy rains left about 200 people dead and 100,000 displaced in the western part of Kenya. Reports from the country's meteorological department have it that the heavy rains, which accelerated in mid-April, will continue already hit areas in the weeks ahead. In Budalangi, western Kenya, denizens have been forced to carry their belongings away from their submerged houses using boats and motorbikes after the river Nile burst its banks. The floods that have equally destroyed 8,000 acres of rice fields comes at a time when Kenya is battling the COVID-19 pandemic with over 582 confirmed cases and 26 deaths. Kenyan authorities have been providing food and other basic commodities to the displaced people and have also requested the Ministry of Health to provide them with masks as a precautionary measure. The World Health Organization has sounded a warning against using untested remedies for COVID-19. WHO says Africans deserve access to medicines that have gone through proper trials, even if they are derived from traditional treatments. The statement comes as Madagascar's president promotes a herbal tonic for treating COVID-19 patients. The African Union said it wanted to see the scientific data on the safety and efficacy of the product. According to the World Health Organization, the tonic COVID-19 organics was tested on fever on 20 people over 3 weeks, which is not in line with Health World Today's guideline on clinical trials. According to a survey from the Africa Center for Disease Control and Prevention, most Africans will go hungry in 14 days lockdown. More than 2/3 of people surveyed in 20 African countries said they would run out of food and water if they had to stay at home for 14 days. However, just over half of the respondents said they would run out of money. The African Center for Disease Control and Prevention Research was conducted to help governments map out future policies on how to tackle coronavirus. Scientists from the United Kingdom and Kenya say a microbe has been found which can prevent mosquitoes from transmitting malaria. According to Jeremy Heron, a researcher at the International Center of Insect Physiology and Ecology, this particular microbe is transmitted across mosquitoes' generations, which explains why it has opted to help rather than harm its mosquito host. The microbe is a symbiont because it does not harm its host. The story has shown that the microbe equally renders mosquitoes and malaria resistant and therefore efficient in blocking the transmission of infections. That does it for today's edition of Newsflash on My Media Prime Television. That was produced by Ewane Eli and presented by me, Quinteer. Stay tuned to more programs on The African Eye. Have a blessed day.